Hello, welcome to my channel. If you've been to my channel lately, you know what I'm working on. My Delta slow speed conversion. I'm making it into a permanent tapping machine. I just wanted to bring you up to date where I'm at. I've got my first coat of paint on the head. Last week I was working on this letter, replacing it. It seemed to be gone. But I put one coat of paint so far, primer, 2 coats of primer, and this is my first coat of paint. I still want to put a couple of more. I'm just spraying it on there with a small can, but I think it'll be okay. Another thing I found, my return spring was broken. I finally found one. I bought 2 of them actually, and of course I bought it from Amazon. But I decided at the end of, let me back up, at the end of last week's video, I talked about perhaps modifying a table from an older, not from an older, but from another old drill press. And it had a crank on it. And I thought that would be nice instead of trying to hold everything and bring the table up, down. But there's a couple of problems. The diameter of the pipe or stand or upright. The other drill press has a 2 7/8 diameter upright. This slow speed Delta has a 2 3/4. It's an 1/8 of an inch difference. So I looked at it and I decided I could make a sleeve for this thing and it would work. Let me show you some of the stuff. Let me get this out of the way and I will bring the tables over here. Let's do that. All right, this is my old table. It has a 2 3/4 inch opening. This is the new table. It has a 2 7/8 opening. But it has a crank on it. And that's the part I like. The center to center, the center of the opening to the center of the, is only a 1/4 inch, 260 thousandths, just over a 1/4 inch. But that's neither here nor there. It doesn't have to be exactly in the middle. But this opening being bigger, I need to make a sleeve. You see there's like a band. That's only about 3/8, 375 thousandths. And then there's another one way down inside here on the other side. So I need to make 2 of them. And I figured instead of making a whole sleeve that goes all the way through, I would make something that has a flange on it that I could bolt onto here and cut out for the gear rack. I'll make one for both sides. And it's a little bit of lathe work, which I like. Okay, the first thing I thought I need to do is find some material. If you know me, I like to find stuff around the shop, in the garage, the shed, outside. I like to find something I already have. This is about 4 1/8 inch across here. It's a little further here. What I found was some 4 1/4, which will be good enough to go on here. I can make the flange. What I need to do, though, is cut this in half. I found another piece also, a larger one. So if I mess up, it looks like I can do this at least 3 times. But I need to go over to the saw and saw this off. I tried to part it off. It just seemed too risky. So even the saw, my saw is just a little Harbor Freight saw. What I thought I was going to do is put it in here, clamp it, and saw. If I have to turn it, finish sawing it. Let's do that. Let's do this. My main concern is that it stays in the middle of these 2 halves. So the little groove that I made with the cutoff tool, that will help me visualize if it's staying in the middle. This thing is ready to cut through my vise. I'm going to have to turn this. Need to take it out of the vise and put something in here, like a washer or something to keep it spread apart so I could clamp it again. The washers are in and it's ready to cut off. And I have very little bit of material to cut before it's cut through. All right. These things come out pretty good. I only needed a 1/2 inch. And at the smallest part, it's 645. Largest part, 660. Same thing. So, what I need to do is get into the lathe, face these things off, and start making that flange sleeve. Let's get over to the lathe. What I was going to do first is rough these things out to approximately the same size. I don't like to start and finish one, then jump onto the other one and start and finish. It just seems so, like it takes so long to me. What I like to do is, if I'm drilling a big hole, I'll drill a big hole through this one, jump on this one, drill a big hole. Rough that size out, bring it all to the same size, one step at a time. So, let's do that. First thing I want to do, face these off. All right. In gear. I turned it up a little faster. Set a dead stop. What I like to do is have a dead stop. I don't have a carriage lock, but I don't really like carriage locks. I put one on at one time. I really don't like them. I like to keep the carriage manually up against a dead stop. And if it seems like I'm taking too much and it wants to jump around on this little lathe, I could always pull it out like that. But let's do this. Need to take another cut. Need to take a little more than that. That looks good. I'm going to pop the other one in there and do the same thing. I have a dead stop set, so perhaps I could take the whole cut, bring it to the same size in one cut. We'll see how much is there. It might not clean up. And it probably won't on the very end. It's where I tried to saw it a long time ago. This material had a saw cut in it. But that doesn't really matter, because that will be gone in the finished product. All right. Okay, there is just a little spot that didn't clean up. Don't matter. This is going to be a flanged sleeve, so I'll take that off on this side to create the flange, and you won't see that. All right, that looks decent. I don't need to take it out. What I need to do is drill. The biggest drill I have is 1.5 inches. I'm going to try to drill that through. The web on this drill is 200 thousandths. I have a 1/4 inch drill I'm going to put through there first. And then it'll help this thing stay on center. I need to make a bigger handle for this. It didn't matter when I had the little chuck on there. I didn't have to come this far back. But I put the extension on there, and this little handle becomes a pain in the ass. I don't really need a center drill. There's a split point on here, And that'll pick up center and I'll be able to just drill through. All right. I'm going to change out my part. That was a weird squeal for aluminum, and there was oil on that drill. Okay, I'm going to change it out for the 1.5 inch drill bit. A lot of times with this big drill bit, it wants to spin. Not in the drill chuck, but the whole chuck wants to spin in the taper. We'll find out. Let's do that. I need to slow this thing way down. It doesn't have enough rigidity. This little tailstock holding this big drill. That's no good. I need to slow it way down. I'm going to leave the RPMs there and just change it into lower gear. It seems better. We're going to go with that. It was spinning in the chuck. That I could fix. I'm going to change out the part. Only this time I'm going to keep a load on it. I'm not going to stop to chat and tell you what's going on. And maybe that will stop some of that chattering. Every time I stopped and had to re-establish that chip, or the load on the tip of that drill, it wanted to chatter. It didn't really want to get in there. So we're just going to go straight through with this. I don't know if you've seen that. I don't know if it was the chuck spinning in the taper or the drill spinning in the chuck, but it spun a couple of times. But there you go. Now I'm just going to rough this diameter out with a boring bar. Boring bar. I need to set a dead stop so that I don't run this boring bar right into my chuck. It won't be good for either the boring bar or the chuck. It's set on 0. This boring bar is sticking out pretty far, about 2 inches. You should really keep all your tools as stubby as possible, but this will work for what I'm doing. I think what I'm going to do is come out and make a mark where 2.5 inches is, it's 2 3/4 inches is where I'm finishing. That's 2 5/8 at that mark. I'm going to go to there. I think I'm going to try to take like 50 thousandths. This may be running too fast, but that's what I'm going to start out with. Seem to have taken it. I'm going to try 100. I come to the end of my mark. I probably have a little bit more, but it's not, it doesn't matter. It's just a rough size. I'm going to change out the parts, make a mark, and start roughing that. It's a little bit warm. Let's get a quick measurement before I take it out. 2 inches, 540, 544, 545. The finished dimension is 750. But we're just roughing stuff out. It's weird how the ID isn't that warm, but the OD is. I didn't move my x-axis, so I'm just gonna touch it here. I keep trying to treat this like it's a full-size machine. It is not. It's a Harbor Freight mini lathe. And I have to keep that in mind. All right. Yeah, this should be the same size as the other. Let's switch the parts out and bring that board to a finished size. This is where the table's going to be moving. I want to get a measurement through here. $748. 749, 748, 2 inches, 748. I'm going to bring mine to 750. If it's a few thousandths bigger, it's not going to matter. But I'm going to bring my part to 2 inches, 750, plus or minus a couple of thousandths. Probably plus. I'd rather have it plus than minus. It's only going to be a 1/16 of an inch thick all the way around. It should collapse pretty easy. Let's get over there and finish this thing. I'm going to take a quick cut and see where I'm at. I like to measure over my calipers. 567. I'm going to 0.750. I'm going minus 0.567. It's 183 thousandths. Okay. I should have about 25 thousandths to go. Take a air pass or sprint pass. That should be close. I actually prefer it a little bit bigger. And from the looks of it, it probably took a couple of thousandths off. It did. It's 752. Let's go over here and try it on. That looks good. A little rough around the top. I'm going to have to file that. Okay, that fits good. Let's make that second one. All right. We got a good size here. I put a mark on it, and I have a dimension here. Let's make this quick. I still have 3, 8 10 thousandths. That should be it. And if it is, I'm going to take this out, change the jaws over, I'm going to grab it on the ID. Two inches, 752. It's on about a 1,000, 2,000 different position, but that's okay. That is in the same place. It is two size. Okay, I'm going to deburr this thing, change out the jaws, and we'll bring you back. These are all deburred. Change the jaws. Cleaned up a little bit. Now I need about 3/8 of an inch. Go back. So I'll set a stop. Just an eyeball stop. That's about 475 or so, which will be good. Set my dead stop. All right. And this is going to end up about a 1/16 of an inch wall. But that's all right. There's about 150 thousandths, 200 that is going to be a lot bigger. That's going to actually clamp it. Let's do this. In gear. Okay. I'm ready. My stop is set. I am ready. Them chips are hot. I need to find my gloves. They were just right here on the other table. I should have long sleeves on too. should be 13 thousandths on there. And there is. All right. That should be it. And it is. All right. I should hit this with a file. And then we'll go sit down at the table. I think I'm going to finish the next one off camera, and we'll sit down at the table and see how it fits in to the hole where it belongs. There's still a lot of work that has to be done here, and I haven't drawn any of that out or have an idea what I want to do. And as soon as I find my, there it is. I'm going to finish the next piece off camera. You've seen what I did, so repetition. All right, my chips. This lathe is a mess. So I need to clean that up. Let's look at the parts. Do you believe that mess? Here's my two parts. They need to go in here, which they do. I knew they would. I measured them. But I still have a lot of work to do on them. I need to mount them on here. This thing is a filthy mess. It looks just like the other lathe did before I started. Other lathe. I'm sorry. It looks just like the other drill press before I started cleaning it. And then I need to put this whole unit here onto the mill. And put some holes in it. Drill and tap some holes in it. What I thought I would do, well, I'm not sure what I want to do. That's why I think this lathe work is going to be it for the day. I still have to make two collars that go on that upright column, whatever you want to call it, because this is my gear rack, and it goes, there's a taper on here where this sits. It holds this gear rack in place. I need to make two of them. That's another day. I'm not sure how I want to do this. I have to cut it out for that gear rack to go through. There's a lot of I was going to measure everything up, draw it up, make a little sketch, something to follow when I'm over in the mill. I considered making this whole thing in the mill. Probably should have. It would have been in there, and then I could just put the holes in. But anyway, so I think this video is coming to an end. So I think I'm going to have to say, until next time, enjoy.